Isn't it weird? This thing that's so incredible, the most incredible thing about our existence, this ability to be conscious and be conscious of things. We don't notice it. But think about this. Think about how many people, most of the time, wherever they are and whatever they're doing, all of their attention is going out. None of it is either staying home or none of it's coming back to itself in relation to their own experience. Like a moment ago, you felt an emotion. Your attention could have just all gone into that. But at the same time, you see that which was perceiving it in you could also retain some awareness of itself at the same time. So this thing we're talking about applies internally as well as externally. You can look at the tree. You can look at your emotions the same way you look at a tree. You can look at your worry, your anxiety, your anger, your grief. You can look at it all exactly the same way you look at a tree. And there's nothing wrong with it feeling dualistic in the beginning. Nothing. That's what divided attention is in the fourth way. And it's a simulation. It's the way for the mind to think about, because all the mind can do is assemble these concepts, right, in its mental framework. And so divided attention is an artificial construction in the mind to try to say to the mind, be aware of yourself and then be aware of what you're perceiving. And don't get so lost in what you're perceiving that you lose the realization of yourself as the seer. And that's how so here I am, here's what I'm looking at, yeah? But most of the time, all my attention is here and I forget about being here looking at it. And now divided attention is simply, while looking at something, to also know I'm here. So now there's an arrow and it says it's going two directions. That's kind of not right, because there is no awareness coming from the object to you. It is the reflection of awareness coming back to itself. But nevertheless, there's a feeling of two, and that's perfectly fine. But what happens later, you keep doing that, then what will happen is there will start to be a realization. Now, you as this perceiver of this object become also an object being perceived. Because there's a realization, this awareness encompasses both. Now, awareness is like, there's like two objects, and there's this energy going between them, and then there will start to be almost a circle, a sphere around those two things. They will be contained within awareness. This is when you're now watching yourself chop wood and carry water. You're not just chopping wood and carrying water without knowing it. Then you start knowing you're chopping wood and carrying water while you do it, and then you start seeing yourself chopping wood and carrying water. But don't worry that it feels like it's that it's dualistic. No, because you know you're there. You didn't know you were there before as the looker. Isn't it weird, this thing that's so incredible, the most incredible thing about our existence, this ability to be conscious and be conscious of things? We don't notice it. Keep trying. That's why this thing about divided attention is so valuable. If you stay with it. But eventually you want to include the fact that you can see yourself dividing your attention. Then there's another dimension being added, see? We forget. Now many people try to do the work, quote unquote, do the work. They forget to observe themselves doing the work while doing the work. And that's another level of work. It's another level of being.